or get better at shooting.
In a few weeks? Oh boy. Is that what we're calling that? All you need is a few
30
weeks.
days.
30 days. 30 days what I'm going for.
I told him he had to lose at least 20 pounds and get the technique down perfectly.
I think you need to start with like a tennis ball. Then you get the tennis ball, you go to like a volleyball, then you go to a basketball. I mean, don't ask me. I obviously don't dunk.
Are you dunking?
Heck no. I could maybe like grab the rim, but like I just shoot threes and that's good.
Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a Wondery show brought to you by Nike. That's right. I'll let Jason get into what we got coming up on this show, but you're not going to want to miss this. I'm Travis Kelce. This is my big brother Jason out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. We got the ESPN Zone rocking this week, one of our childhood favorites. Subscribe on YouTube, Wondery Plus, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with one S for fun clips throughout the week. And now I hand it over to Jason to tell you exactly what we got in this week's episode.
90%, we got another amazing episode. First, we're going to catch up on what we've been doing since the last week. We recorded one, and also we're going to look ahead to the final week of the NFL season. Also, we have somebody known to probably everybody in the country at this point. Caitlin Clark is here, making
World
her
famous
second
Caitlin
appearance on the podcast. Yep, we're going to talk about her new Nike ad, her signature shoe, and so much more. Why don't we get into some of that right now? How about a little bit of that new news?
New news!
Hey, yo. New news is brought to you by Nike.
And this is why.
Joining us today for a special edition of New News is the 6-foot guard from Iowa. She's the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history, the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. She's a two-time WNBA All-Star, 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, the 2024 Time Magazine Athlete of the Year, and she is the first and now last guest of New Heights in the 2025 season. 92%ers, please welcome back to the show, Caitlin Clark!
I'm back.
Let's go!
She's back,
I'm
baby.
honored you guys brought me back on. I must have not been too bad the first time, I guess.
You already know. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Permanent invite.
I
Yes,
appreciate
please. Jump on whenever. Let's talk some Nike. We're honored to be a part of your Nike launch, being a part of the commercial that is. How's it feel? How's it feel to finally have it all out there? And I know it was a long time coming.
Definitely a long time coming, like been in the works for quite some time, and obviously this is kind of launching like a whole year where my shoe eventually will come out. I'm wearing it on the court this coming season, so
Nice.
that's probably what I'm most excited for, but like just getting the people more excited with the logo, and obviously I already have some merch out which you're proudly rocking, which I appreciate. But yeah, no, it's so exciting, and a lot of the people that were obviously in the commercial, you two, and Travis Scott was in it, my college basketball coach was in it, and then just some other people that have kind of like been huge fans throughout my career, or, you know, have been a part since I was either in high school or now professionally. So I felt like the ad was like very me. So that was super cool. And it was fun to shoot, and, you know, just really thankful that everybody was a part of it, and especially you guys. So you made it fun. You brought the energy.
Yeah. Jason can't make a jump shot to save his life. He's
I was like,
you are out of your mind.
Next time we need to get you guys on the real basketball court. That's what would have made it funny. You're like out there actually.
You already know.
All right, it's funny you mentioned this, because recently I got into a basketball court for the first time in like 20 years. I'm on a mission to be able to dunk, Caitlin. I've never been able to.
No, he's been doing this. This mission has been 30 years running.
We have video footage. Brandon, do we want to play that now?
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Oh, gosh.
This is going to be hilarious.
I'm Jason Kelce.
And this is Jackass.
I'm going to try and dunk a basketball.
I can't jump off of 1 foot to save my life.
I mean, you made it still, but that wasn't done.
It went in.
Oh, dude, you're not even touching the rim.
We got a ways to go.
We got a ways.
We got a ways. You have no
Look at that. I'm kind of up there.
Okay, that one's not as bad.
I'm a better 2 foot jumper. I can't jump off of 1 foot. I'm going to tear my Achilles.
You're a fundamental guy. We got to get you the right fundamentals. This
is what I wanted to ask. Are there techniques to jump higher? I mean, I don't know.
I think it's technically easier to jumping off of 1 foot than 2 feet. I think jumping off of 2 is probably harder.
Drive. That's kind of like a high jumper. You really drive that other knee up, and it helps you like kind of catapult yourself up there. But I think we're out of He has to do it by 2 because he
You
squats
do.
so much. Yeah, you're a power
My
jumper.
ankle, it just hurts my ankle so bad trying to jump off of one leg.
He's got a bad ankle.
You're in danger.
Do you feel more comfortable that I could maybe dunk in a few weeks or get better at
In
shooting?
a few weeks? Oh boy. Is that what we're calling that? All you need is a few
30
weeks.
days.
30 days. 30 days what I'm going for.
Oh gosh. Trav, can you still dunk, you think?
Are you kidding me? You name it. I go between the legs right now. No, not all like that. I can definitely dunk though. I'll have that in the bag till I'm at least like 50, I think. Jason, I told him he had to lose at least 20 pounds and get the technique down perfectly.
I think you can do it though. I think you need to start with like a tennis ball. Then you get the tennis ball, you go to like a volleyball, then you go to a basketball.
Okay. All right.
Work your way up. I mean, don't ask me. I obviously don't dunk. Heck no. I could maybe like grab the rim, but like I'm not anywhere close to that. I just shoot threes and that's good.
Shoot it from anywhere.
How easy is it for somebody to learn how to shoot who can't shoot? Just hypothetically speaking, not for myself.
Honestly, like, I feel like if you're willing to like learn and like, that's the problem I feel like with a lot of like young kids and like young basketball players, their form is like so jacked up, but like, I feel like it's a pretty easy thing to pick up on like from a young age. So that's always what I tell like young kids, like make sure your form is always good and then you like kind of work your way back. But that's what I would always say the most important is. And like, I would get mad at my dad when I was a young girl because he wouldn't let me like just launch threes because like my elbows would be out like this. I'd be like throwing it like that because I wasn't strong enough, and then it like ruins your form, and then you have those habits like going on through the rest of your career. So, but I mean, if you're like willing to learn and like, I think that would be easier than learning to dunk if you like couldn't jump. Like you're trying to like become explosive again, I guess. I feel like standing there and being like this would be a little easier.
All right, fair enough. I kind of shoot. I got that Sean Marion going on right now.
Yeah.
I gotta get better at that. But
He either Sean Marion's it or he just goes one hand. And honestly, he might be better.
One hand is impressive. That's really impressive.
One hand, top of the
better with
key.
one.
He knows he has the backboard if he throws it too long.
I don't know what to do with this left hand. It just feels awkward to me when it's involved with the basketball.
Got a guy.
That's harder, so that's impressive, honestly.
This guy's insane. Let's get back to Nike though. I gotta ask some questions because I'm such a huge sneaker fan. You said that you're wearing the new kicks coming up this season.
Yeah.
I honestly, for everyone that doesn't know like the process that goes into like making the sneakers, like how long in advance has it been, or like when does it all start? Do they come to you with a shoe, a bunch of shoes? Do you kind of get to tweak them here and there? How is that process?
Yeah, I think it's honestly been like probably one of the coolest things I've got to do since, honestly, the process started at the end of my senior year when I was at Iowa, because I was deciding what shoe company I was going to go with. And I talked to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, and they all offered me a signature shoe, obviously some faster than others. And, you know, everybody knows Nike makes the best product. It just kind of takes a little bit longer. And so I grew up wanting to be a Nike athlete. Every kid does. Nike, yeah. Jordan, like that's the premier brand, and everybody knows that.
The custom Kobe's, yeah.
Oh yeah, the custom Kobe's are fine. I sent like Harry and some of your friends some. They're like, how do we get the? I was like, I got you. But no, I mean, it's probably been like a year and a half now of like figuring out what exactly I want. And I think probably the most challenging part of it is like you want it to be unique, but at the same time, like I have to be comfortable wearing it. So I think you kind of take what you know you're comfortable in. Like obviously I play in a lot of Kobe's, but at the same time, I don't want it to be a Kobe. I want it to be something very unique to me and a little bit different. And I think for myself, like, you know, I kind of think about like what's kind of been important to me when I think about like shoes or sneakers. And I think like just the chaseability of them, and like you want a certain sneaker or like you want a certain colorway. So I think that's like going to be probably the most fun part. Like, okay, great. Like you have like the mold of the shoe and like what it is and the technology that's in it. But more so, I think I'm more excited about like making the certain colorways or collabing with certain brands or whatever it is. I know I definitely got a Chiefs colorway on the way, or PE or something. Maybe we can get Andy Reid to like coach them at some point or something.
Are you kidding me?
Or we can turn him into a cleat, or we get something like that.
Oh,
but
listen, you're speaking to me now. I'm game. It's so cool because a lot of like you're doing exactly what like I've always dreamed of doing in terms, because everybody that plays a sport or definitely is a hooper like dreams of having a signature shoe. Like it is the coolest shit ever. But I remember LeBron came out with his first signature shoe, and it was like he had this Hummer in high school, the notorious Hummer, and he kind of like shaped or like made the shoes kind of resemble a Hummer's like look and model and everything like that. Like when it comes down to like it being true to you, I can't wait to see exactly what this thing looks like. And you already know I'll be the first one in line to get them.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. And it's crazy because LeBron's on shoe 23 now, which is like crazy to think about how long his signature line has lasted.
I know, it's crazy, and I've gotten all 23 of them.
You don't see like a lot of signature cleats in football, do you really? Like it's not really the same. Like Trav, you wear like your own PEs, like Jordan PEs, right? Don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Jordan. I think those fit my game the best just because I grew up in that like Jordan era of like I kind of like that mid to high top like boot kind of feel, save the ankles, protect the ankles.
Yeah, seriously,
but it's ironic how like a lot of like LeBron's made his way to the football field. Right. Jordan's made his way to the football field. It's kind of like the basketball players kind of run that world of like what's on your feet, and it's always been because of how good you guys are on the court.
How much goes into the technology? I am curious about that because that's one thing that I get frustrated a little bit with, like cleats, modern cleats. Sometimes I'm like, man, I wish these things grab better. I wish they had a different mold on the bottom of them. Like, were you super involved in that process as well?
Yeah, for sure. And like, obviously I'm pretty like picky about what I wear. Like I like a certain two Kobe models. So like I knew whatever I was going to put in my own shoe, it need to be like the equivalent of that technology or even better. And it's going to be even better. I'm not going to say exactly what it is.
Go.
I think it'll get people excited about it. And I think even like the Chinese market, like I was talking to some people at Nike, like over in China, like they'll cut open the inside of the Kobe's and like show people the technology that's on the inside of the shoe because they're like, that means a lot to them. Like they want to know what they're getting out of the product.
Right.
Wow.
So I thought that was like really fascinating.
Cut that open? That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. So it better be made well, but it will be.
I was about to say.
I've seen some videos where they'll like cut them in half, and you can like look at like a complete cross section of the whole thing.
So there's like a couple Kobe's that they have only the technology in like the heel of your foot and not the forefoot of your foot, and I can like tell a huge difference when I play in those. Like it feels like I'm running on hardwood, so like I really struggled to wear those. But for other people, they obviously love them. But for me, it's like I know I need that technology everywhere. So that's honestly been a huge part of the process and the creation of the shoe is like it being comfortable and exactly kind of what I need. And the technology that we're going to put into it isn't anything that they've ever put into a basketball shoe before. So I'm really excited about that.
That's exciting.
It really is amazing how much one shoe works for one person, but it doesn't work for another. Like Nike switched the bottom of their cleat, maybe 2018, Trav? When did they start going to that new mold?
Gosh, you're putting me on the spot. They're all tying together right now.
2019, 2018, whatever. Anyways, they went to like a new mold, and I'm like, man, there's just something that feels a little bit off. And I like went and had my foot like 3D analyzed.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, do they scan your guys' feet for the cleats, or how's that work?
So they have that technology available, and I went to that. I'd never used it, and they said actually your foot is geared more towards this like 2015 cleat that they kind of stopped making. And I went back to that. I was like,
So they had to dig some up in the storage unit so you could
They were searching equipment rooms like this. I was wearing this cleat up until like 2024.
That's crazy.
And then I'd have to take them to a cobbler in South Philly who would have to re-glue it because the glue was starting to rot out on these things.
Oh, Jason went full on custom. Like he got his own
he had to retire because they didn't have any more cleats.
That's exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly.
You still got those things in the garage if the Eagles need one game out of them. You still got them.
Yeah.
You still
Stop.
What did you guys collect the most of? I know, like, Trav, you collected a lot of shoes growing up. Like, what were you like? What did you like the most? Or, like, what was something you kind of always wanted to get? Or what's your favorite pair of shoes you've ever owned?
I was just going to get into it. I didn't want to get into too much about your shoe because, it's still the excitement of everyone, the drop and everything. But my favorite shoe ever was the Marty McFly. When they came out with the self-tying and just the whole boot and finally bringing that to life, knowing that it was in the future back in the 80s and like they actually made that mold. It was like my first purchase when I got a check. I was like, went online, great. Like Marty McFly's Nike size 13 because they did make a size 14. I'm just like, where are they? And I grabbed them, and I still got them. Still got them. This thing still light up on me and everything.
I'm what some people might call shoe ignorant. I don't know anything about shoes.
You just wear whatever you get for free. I like that.
That's what it was. I wore sandals, and then my mom got me, the only time I ever cared about what I wore, she got me 2 pairs of Skechers, and I wore these things into high school, and never again have I ever worn a pair of Skechers.
Did they light up? Did they light up?
I'm sorry, they did not light up, and I got clowned so bad. And then I immediately went out and bought some Timberland boots because everybody was saying
He's
those
been rocking Timbs ever
Rocking
since.
the Timbs. That's great.
But,
that's hilarious. From Skechers to Timbs. That's quite the switch up.
I was like, I gotta fix this public image right now. This is not good.
My original love for kicks came in the Jordan era. I remember wearing the 14s, the Jordan 14s in middle school travel league basketball. And then when Bron came out with everything, being a Cleveland kid and seeing him actually play in high school was crazy.
So you guys saw him live? How often?
I got lucky. One of our good friends, Andrew Brandt, and his mom had an extra ticket.
No way.
And I went down there and saw the
Was
thing
it packed?
live. It was
so full
to the roof. It was it was like a whole parade event outside. They had to cut off the streets around it. It was insane. It was awesome though. Yeah. He threw it off the backboard and threw it down, and the whole stadium or whole arena felt like it was about to rock.
I never saw him play live, but he was on all the time. Even when he had a few of the games that were broadcast nationally when he was in high school, but even the other ones were on local TV, and it was like an entire event when he was in high school. Everybody be talking about the next day. Did you see what LeBron did last night? And it was a crazy time in Cleveland for sure.
I got one more Bron story. So in high school, this is when I was in high school, he was going through his first couple years in the leagues, and his Bron 2s came out, and Bron 2s were iconic shoe. I still have so many pairs of them, but at that point I wanted to get a pair that nobody had. And in my mind, I didn't really know the sneaker market or how things worked or anything like that. So I thought I was going to go out and get a pair that nobody had. And literally there was only 2 colorways that LeBron had officially came out with at that point. And I went online and I'm searching all in the web for a LeBron 2. And I found this black and silver pair of LeBron 2s.
Were they fake?
Begged my mother to get them for me for Christmas. Walked into Heights High with them, and one of Harry's older brother Will actually came up to me. He's like, "Trav, let me see those things." He looked at them. Somebody from across the room. "Hey, Will, you think those are real?" And Will looked like.
In the latest episode, the conversation kicked off with a hilarious and relatable story that had everyone laughing right away. One of the hosts shared a moment about buying what he thought were stylish shoes, only for things to go completely wrong. Not only did the shoes turn out to be the wrong size, but they were so uncomfortable that he never wore them again. To make it even funnier, when his mom asked if people liked the shoes, he jokingly replied, "Yeah, they loved them, they took them." The group couldn't stop laughing, especially when he revealed that he ordered a size 14 but received something closer to an 11. Walking in them felt impossible, making it one of the worst experiences he'd had with footwear. From there, the conversation smoothly transitioned back to sports, specifically Team USA basketball practice. The tone shifted as the guest reflected on returning to the court after dealing with multiple injuries. She explained how tough the past year had been, describing it as a long process filled with setbacks. Injuries kept piling up, and it wasn't just her, several players on the team were also dealing with similar issues. Despite all of that, the team still managed to have an impressive season, even making it all the way to the semifinals and falling just one game short of the finals. She admitted that getting back into playing shape wasn't easy. After time away from running due to injuries like groin and quad issues, even basic movement felt unfamiliar at first. But being thrown back into competition with some of the best players in the world helped her quickly regain confidence. Practicing at Duke added another special layer to the experience, given its legendary basketball history. It also marked the beginning of preparation for future international competitions, including the 2026 World Cup and the long-term goal of making the 2028 Olympic team. The discussion then took a fun turn toward the possibility of NFL players joining flag football in the Olympics. The hosts joked about their own chances, with one saying he'd happily take on a simple role like snapping the ball. But they also seriously considered which NFL players might actually excel in that format. They agreed that players with strong hand-eye coordination, like wide receivers and defensive backs, would likely have the best shot. Still, they acknowledged that while there's some crossover, flag football is a completely different game, especially for quarterbacks. Soon after, the conversation shifted to NFL talk and playoff predictions. The hosts debated which teams looked strongest heading into the postseason. One standout pick was the Los Angeles Rams, praised for their balance on both offense and defense, along with having an experienced quarterback who's already won a Super Bowl. Other teams like the San Francisco 49ers and rising players such as Sam Darnold also got recognition for their performances throughout the season. Even though their own team wasn't in the playoffs, they still broke down matchups and shared insights, highlighting how unpredictable the postseason can be. Things lightened up again as they discussed their fantasy football league and its brutal punishments. The group revealed that the last-place finisher had to choose between outrageous challenges, including a 17-hour bus ride without using their phone, while live-streaming the entire experience, or performing stand-up comedy paired with an intense pancake-eating challenge. The idea of live-streaming such a long and boring trip had everyone laughing, but they all agreed it would make for entertaining content. The episode continued with a fun fantasy-style game, where they picked the best players from different NFL teams. As they built their lineup, the hosts debated legendary names and tried to maximize their points, creating a mix of strategy and humor. Some picks worked out well, while others didn't score as high as expected, leading to playful frustration and jokes about where they went wrong. Toward the end of the episode, the mood became more wholesome and light-hearted. A surprise gift was opened live on air, which included fun items like a mini basketball hoop. This led to an adorable moment where a child joined in and attempted a few shots, bringing laughter and excitement to everyone watching. The hosts cheered her on, celebrating her effort and joking about her potential future in sports. The episode wrapped up on a relaxed and positive note. The guest shared how she spent her holidays in Florida with family, enjoying some well-deserved rest before getting back into training for the upcoming season. With new competitions on the horizon and plenty to look forward to, the conversation ended with a mix of motivation, humor, and anticipation for what's next. They laughed about how the latest shoe technology might be the missing piece, playfully saying it could spring you up there. The energy stayed light as they hyped up the upcoming release and encouraged fans to check it out through Nike. Before moving on, they showed appreciation to their guest, Caitlin Clark, praising her not only for joining the show but also for being an inspiration. They highlighted her journey, from humble beginnings to becoming a record-breaking star, emphasizing her mindset of getting better every single day. The episode then transitioned into sponsor shoutouts and campaign highlights. The hosts reflected on their experience being part of a Nike campaign with Caitlin Clark, describing it as both meaningful and memorable. Her story, they said, proves that no dream is ever out of reach, going from driveway shots to sold-out arenas. They also gave a nod to Xfinity, talking about how essential reliable Wi-Fi has become in everyday life, from streaming to podcasting and everything in between. Next up, they shifted into some exciting sports news, this time from the NHL. For the first time ever, the Winter Classic is heading to South Florida, which immediately sparked jokes about hockey and warm weather not exactly mixing. Still, the matchup between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers has everyone intrigued. They also highlighted Matthew Tkachuk as a key player to watch and praised the special edition jerseys both teams will be wearing, adding to the uniqueness of the event. The conversation then circled back to something more personal and hilarious, Jason's dunk attempts. After watching video footage, the hosts couldn't help but roast his jumping form, comparing it to a baby deer. Despite the jokes, they actually broke things down seriously, talking about technique, timing, and the importance of proper mechanics like the gather step. They pointed out that while he has the strength and power, improving efficiency and fundamentals could make a big difference in his vertical jump. The discussion even touched on training methods and comparisons, with one host jokingly telling him to forget trying to be like Michael Jordan and instead embrace his own style. From there, the episode transitioned into NFL talk, starting with a Christmas Day game experience. Travis Kelce shared what it was like playing during the holidays, describing the atmosphere as electric despite the loss. The stadium was packed, and the energy from both fans and players made it a memorable night. He also gave props to quarterback Chris Oladokun, who stepped in and embraced the moment. Kelce praised his confidence and enthusiasm, noting how exciting it was to see a young player living out his dream on such a big stage. Looking ahead, they discussed the final game of the season against the Raiders. Even though both teams were out of playoff contention, the rivalry still meant everything. Kelce emphasized playing for pride, the love of the game, and representing the team the right way. They also touched on injuries, mentioning players like Max Crosby and Brock Bowers, while expressing confidence that they'll come back strong next season. The episode continued with a celebratory moment as Kelce was congratulated on another Pro Bowl selection. Marking over a decade of appearances, it sparked a light-hearted conversation about past Pro Bowl experiences, including funny stories, unexpected selections, and even winning MVP with minimal stats. Finally, the hosts wrapped things up by breaking down one of the most exciting NFL matchups of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles vs. Buffalo Bills game delivered intense action, with stars like Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen leading the charge. They were especially shocked by one unbelievable stat: the Eagles managed to win despite not completing a single pass in the second half. It was a chaotic, defensive-heavy finish that showed just how unpredictable football can be. Overall, the episode blended humor, sports insight, and personal moments perfectly, closing things out with high energy and plenty of memorable highlights.